No kidding, Menton has to be the most beautiful town on the Côte d'Azur. No wonder they call it the Pearl of the Riviera. But you know its biggest secret? Beyond all that beauty, Menton owes its fame to a little yellow fruit. Today we're taking you behind the scenes of France's lemon capital. And trust us, you'll also want to stick around for the views from the old town. So Anja and I were in a bit of a rush this morning to make it to Menton on time. We're getting picked up at 10:30 sharp to catch a shuttle from the city center to Menton's biggest lemon farm. By the way, Menton sits at the far eastern end of the Côte d'Azur, right on the border with Italy. From Nice, it's about a 40-minute trip, whether you go by car or train. Actually, the train's a great option. No traffic, no parking stress, and the meeting point for the lemon farm is just a 10-minute walk from the station. And then, after a short, steep ride up into the hills behind Menton, we've arrived at the farm.
Bonjour, vous allez bien?
Our guide Jessica welcomes us at La Ferme des Citrons and takes us straight to where everything's going to happen, and where we'll be having lunch later on. But first, we're each handed a glass of homemade lemonade. We're waiting for 2 more shuttles of visitors to arrive before the tour of the farm can start, which gives us a few minutes to explore on our own. Tucked away in Menton's lush hinterland and surrounded by the rocky foothills of the Alps, this farm stretches over 3 hectares of terraced land. That's about 4 soccer fields or 60 tennis courts. Not all of it is covered in lemon trees, though. You'll also spot centuries-old olive trees and plenty of other Mediterranean plants, as we'll soon find out. Back at base camp, it's finally time to enjoy that fresh lemonade and check out some of the other lemony creations they make here. There's lemon-flavored craft beer, all kinds of syrups, and even a lemon aperitif wine. They really cover everything. Once everyone for today's tour has arrived, Jessica starts telling us the story of the farm. And, even more fascinating, Menton's long love affair with lemons. Citrus fruit, well, mainly lemons, have been grown here since the 17th century. Between the mid-18th and mid-19th centuries, lemons were Menton's main economic driver. Back then, pretty much everyone in town, directly or not, lived off the lemon trade. So why lemons? Well, it's all thanks to Menton's incredible setting. The town sits cradled by high mountains, which creates a unique microclimate, mild and sheltered from northern winds, yet still cool at night during winter. That combination makes the lemon grow with more natural sugar and essential oils than elsewhere, giving them their trademark flavor, sweeter, more aromatic, and a little less tart than your regular lemon. Today, Menton's lemons carry the IGP label, which basically means their exceptional quality is directly tied to where they were grown. Jessica tells us the farm produces around 30 tons of lemon a year. That's more than half of all the lemons grown in Menton. And get this, for the famous Lemon Festival alone, they need about 140 tons every February. Of course, they're not using these precious local lemons to decorate the floats and gardens. Those come from Spain. But back to the farm. When the new owner bought it 4 years ago, there were about 350 lemon trees here. Since then, they've planted another 250, but it'll take a few more years before those start bearing fruit. Right now, we're not surrounded by lemon trees, as you might have guessed. It's a massive avocado tree. And here's something we definitely didn't know before coming here. They actually have a full-on avocado forest on the farm, and they're the largest avocado producers in all of France. You won't find their avocados in supermarkets, though. They're sold exclusively through direct sales. If you're standing here with us right now, you'd probably be wondering what that not-so-pleasant smell is around us. Well, that's donkey droppings, used here as a natural fertilizer. Pesticides and other chemicals are a total no-go on this farm. And then we continue our walk through the estate. Next, Jessica shows us how to properly plant new lemon trees. She's explaining everything in French today, since everyone here speaks it. But don't worry, they also offer tours in English. And while we're all here for the lemons today, there's actually so much more growing around us. Take the olive trees behind Jessica, or this old guy right here. The farm has almost 200 olive trees, plus mandarin and tangerine trees, oranges and bitter oranges, lime trees. Let's not forget the 20 beehives. But back to the lemons. For centuries, they played a major role in Menton's history, until the 20th century, when things started to change. The trees were hit by diseases and extreme weather, including a devastating frost in 1956, and bit by bit, urbanization took over. Gradually, tourism replaced the lemon industry, though not entirely, as we can see right here. And in fact, today's tourism is still deeply rooted in Menton's lemon heritage. Just think of the famous lemon festival each February we mentioned earlier. As you've probably noticed by now, the lemons aren't ripe yet on this mid-October day. They are already nice and big, but still completely green. Too bad we can't try any. All we can do is enjoy their scent today. Jessica tells us that the lemons are actually early this year, but they're desperately waiting for some rain. These days, nothing works here without irrigation. It'll take another 6 to 8 weeks before the first lemons are ready to harvest, and the last ones of the season won't be ripe until spring, sometimes as late as May or even June. And if you're wondering when the best time to visit the farm is, honestly, every season has its charm. They pause the tours in winter, but from February through the end of October is the perfect time to come by. And now that we've learned so much about this bright, tangy fruit, it's time for a well-deserved aperitif. Round it off with a refreshing, fruity lemon cocktail, of course.
Merci beaucoup.
Part of the farm visit is a picnic lunch right here on this beautiful terrace overlooking the valley. So as soon as the apéro is done, it's à table, everyone. We're promised Menton specialties with a citrus twist, and that's exactly what we get. Bagna cauda, fresh veggies with all kinds of dips, barbajoan, a little pastry filled with chard, rice and ricotta, pan bagna, basically a niçoise salad in a bun, and for dessert, of course, tarte au citron de Menton. And just when we think that's it, they bring out homemade limoncello. Cheers to that! Before we're shuttled back downtown, there's one last stop, the farm's boutique. It's packed with all the citrusy delicacies they make themselves. These days, that's an essential part of keeping a lemon farm running. Everything looks amazing, and all those products make perfect gifts to take home for friends and family. Jessica's in her element again, explaining how they make their homemade limoncello. Sounds simple enough. Soak lemon zest in pure alcohol for 2 weeks, then add water and sugar, and voila, ready to enjoy. As for all the goodies, good thing we came prepared. So after spending a full 5 hours at the lemon farm, there's still plenty of time to explore Menton's town center. Anja and I parked next to the 𝗥𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗡 Museum, but you can also just walk from where the shuttle dropped us off. So welcome to the most colorful town on the Côte d'Azur. We're stepping into the old town right across from the museum. And pretty soon you'll find yourself on Rue Saint-Michel, the main shopping street. It's always buzzing here, but take your time, check out the souvenir shops, grab a lemon soap or two, or just see what catches your eye. Before heading deeper into the old town, let's stop by one of Menton's prettiest beach areas, with a small port just next to it. Remember, it's mid-October, which means the perfect beach weather, warm enough for a swim and blissfully quiet compared to summer. But the sun's already starting to dip, so we better get moving. Wait, maybe a picture first? If you feel like we've been swooning a bit over how beautiful Menton is, well, here's proof. Of course, you'll want to come in the morning when the sunlight hits just right, but these stairs are easily one of the most photographed spots in town. They lead up to Place de l'Église with its stunning baroque basilica and the Pénitent Blanc chapel. But we're taking you even higher for a real insider tip. If you ever get the chance to climb all the way to the top of the old town, make sure to step inside the cemetery. You'll be rewarded with the most breathtaking views all around. And don't rush it, there's so much to discover up here. Menton has long been a haven for aristocrats escaping the cold or recovering from illness, so you'll find fascinating tombstones from people from all over Europe, including William Webb Ellis, the inventor of rugby. It's one of those rare places that hasn't lost any of its magic over the centuries. We'll leave you with these views and say goodbye for now. See you next time. And if you'd like to stay in touch, maybe even chat with us directly, why not join our Riviera Go memberships? Can't wait to see you there.